Hello, ladies. My name is Evil Dragon XXL. Welcome to Supreme Racing League. I am standing for Andy today, and as per usual, in this beautiful, beautiful Bahrain Grand Prix with the sun setting overhead, with yellow flags coming out for B. Morgan. Let's see, has he crashed? I believe he's just actually put it in. Yes, he has. Sector 2 and Sector 3 yellow flags. But today we're around, of course, like I said, the Bahrain Grand Prix. One of, if not, one of my favourite circuits of all time. A true classic. Up and down the field, it's going to be exciting. We've got a very good lineup today. In 7 minutes of qualification, of course. Hopefully, you are chucking it in to the chat with your beautiful comments, as per always. We've got a lot of drivers here, and let's actually go and grab the chat up and have a little look and see who puts in a first lap, by the way, and that is CC Brain there. 1:28 flat. A good lap, in my opinion, there, and the Toro Rosso there. Flying through turn number 1 into turn number 2 with a very familiar helmet to my one, actually. I've got actually the same helmet almost there, so that's pretty fun to see there. A very familiar helmet. Also got a chicane. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to pronounce it that way. And good to see the Red Bull getting out of the way. That's one of the Williams flying past there and goes through on its merry way. That is Looney there. That's going down towards the last few corners there. So good to see everything going so far. So good then for all of the drivers here. Everyone almost set a lap time already. Got a good field. You got Jack in third here. He comes up to the line in the Ferrari and heads to the pit lane. It seems, yes, he does. Pit map coming up the hill, going a bit slowly as well. Got a load of cars. Let's see who is on currently a lap. I believe it is Jacob currently on a lap length. And let's have a little ride on board with him. Always good to see the Force India. A bit of a lock up there for him. A bit wide there, and will get on his merry way. It's a good first sector, it seems, as well. It's always good to see everyone running so competitively, so fast as well. Coming through the little turn 10, I believe that is there. Running a little bit wide, but nonetheless keeping it on the chat. And hello to everyone in the chat, by the way, as well. Good to see there. Hello, Dylan. Hello, Redman and Adventures as well there. Everyone jumping in at the chat. Here is coming up there. The Force India one's a bit wide there at the top of the hill. Now it's coming into the very little tricky. And indeed, yeah, Wolf saying don't go into any. So that's the Mercedes ahead of him. The Force India coming through towards what is the second last corner. A bit on the inside there. Perhaps maybe backing off his lap there. Going a bit slowly. He's in the lean mix there. So it seems his lap is all but over. So who's going to be the first person to start their lap times from the front row? Well, it is going to be Eagle who is going to be the first person to do it. Who do I think will win? Well, it's the first time I've actually seen it today. And it's the first time I've actually commentated here, and I haven't really kept up too much. But I honestly think with the looks of the pace, you have to say CC Brain looks absolutely one of the best so far. He's so far up the field. He's almost half a second, 4 tenths just about up the field. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see as RJ picks then on his outlap, by the way, and this will be the one we'll look forward then to. It is Chicken. We'll look at him then, and we'll see what he can do in the Red Bull then. Down towards, this is turn 4 and 5. A tricky little right, left chicane before the hairpin. That is very tricky. Down about a 3rd gear hairpin, I believe. Yes, it is. 3rd gear, 50 miles an hour. Build speed back up then. What about saying I'm going for Hitman? Well, you have to say it's a very competitive field, actually. Pitman and Julian only, I think, is at 12 thousandths. Yeah, 12 thousandths between them there. Incredibly close between 4th, 5th, and 6th position here. Bit of a gap led down to what, 7th, and then close up a little bit. 8th and 9th only separated by under a 10th. It's incredibly close field indeed. It's going to be exciting to see who is going to come out on top today. You have to say, look, anything can happen, and it usually does. Really, that's the penultimate corner. Sorry for the voice break there. Through the penultimate corner, down towards indeed the last corner. A bit of a run down here. Rises back up here. Tricky braking zone. As it dips down, rises back up into the off-camber last corner. Now we're right on board then, looking at the 3rd person. Now on board with the Red Bull as he crosses the line. Building that speed up to about 180, 190 in 8th gear. And he crosses the line to start his lap. Now it's going to be crucial for him. Can he get that on pole? Can Chicken do it? We'll find out. Turn 1 looks all good there. Bit of a slide on the exit. Down where Max Verstappen had a spin in the real life race. Of course, in qualification, passing run of the Renaults there. Now down towards turn 3. Hamilton and Rosberg battled here in 2014 in what was one of, if not the best hybrid race I've seen in history. Down into this tricky corner, 5th gear, then building the revs back up then on the exit. All good and nice and tidy. Let into the hairpin, 2nd gear, building that speed back up now. A good exit there, bit of a slide, but still good. And you have to say, Sebring staying in that pit lane. He seems to be confident then that he's going to get a pole. He must be very confident. He must be looking at those timing. It's very critical. We'll see what he can do. Comes up towards a tricky uphill area now. It's very difficult. Locks up a little bit on the front left. Now riding up the hill. Now into the very flowing left, very flowing right. Then a tricky braking zone here into the 3rd last corner, which is now the 2nd bit there. The rear wants to step out, gets a little bit wide, nonetheless keeps it on the island. Now it's down towards that last corner. He needs to make sure that's good. A car ahead. It won't be in the way. He's already climbing to the line. Let's see, like Red Bull out of the last corner. It looks like it'd be a good lap. Can he get that car on the front row? Well, he is on the front row. Can he get on pole? The answer to that is a grand total of no, he cannot. He does not get on pole. He'll have another lap low. So the first lap, so they're going to be going for one more. What can pit map do? He is coming through. Very tricky area there. Yellow flags. Now, who is that for there? He's gone away again there. I think that may have been, yes, one of the Ferraris, I believe, going slowly there. There's indeed now, we've got a retiree there. And that is TJN. Let's see as he hit the wall. No, he's just pulled that car into the pit lane there. It's good to see it's actually crashed in qualification coming to the end of qualifying. Normally we see actually a few drivers actually occasionally crashing here. And now, of course, be good to see that everyone's actually retiring probably. Now, when you retire, I know for a fact you do get a free tyre there. As who just improved? I believe that is was that Margin? Yes, it is Margin up to 3rd position there. VSR up to 5th. Now pit point. He comes past Jackler in the Ferrari, passes out the way there. We've got another retiree in sector 3. Brady retires. Pit map through the last corner. What can he do? Builds the speed. 130, 140. 6th gear up to 7th gear. Across the line. Can he get that car from 6th? Goes 4th. Good lap from him. Now, who is next across the line? It won't be Jack. So he'll have another lap if he wants it. We'll keep an eye out who else there can improve. Let's see who's coming through the middle sector. RJ coming through the last few corners. Then one's a little bit wide in the Force India. You have to say, as he comes down towards the last thing, he's going to run out of time here. He might just be able to get another lap in. I don't think he will, actually. This will be his last lap then. Let's see what the Force India can do. Comes to the line. Can he go anywhere? Let's see, across the line. Goes and stays 9th. Does not improve. A Seabrain on track and Julian in 2nd position there. Seabrain on his lap. Everyone else popping into the pit lane. Pit Matt's still on his lap. Big slide, that'll be lap over. That lap's going to be over. Big slide down. That will not do anything. And now what can Jack do? I think he'd be the next person to cross the line in the order. The Ferrari then passes the Williams. He just made a mistake just a few moments ago. Up the hill he'll come. And let's see, what can the Ferrari do? He needs to get this perfect here. He wants to get ahead of pit map. He wants perhaps to get in those top 5s. But let's see if the Ferrari can do anything. Big of a slide down the exit. Lose a few tenths. But nonetheless, still on the limit there. Now he comes down to what is the last corner. 7th gear. He's maxing that car out there. Would have gone into race there. Perhaps give him a bit more speed. But comes through the last corner. What can he do? Can he get that car from 7th? The answer to that is a grand total of 2nd position. Good lap for him there. Chucks up to 2nd. But let's see what Seabrain can do. Can he improve that time and go anywhere else? And up to 3rd. It's VSR now. So another improvement there. And this means Pivmat all the way down to what is 8th position there. Having a torrid time there. That mistake's cost him a heap of time. What can Seabrain do? Comes into the pit lane then. So he looks to be all happy with that one. A minute to go. Let's see who else is currently on a lap. I don't think anyone else is. No, they are not. So everyone has finished the lap. So as it stands right now in the route penalties, of course, we don't know if anyone has got any penalties or any issues. Seabrain is going to be on pole position from Jack today. And lining up on that third position, it is going to be VSR on the 2nd row with Julian alongside him, with Chicken and Eagle lining up in what is 4th and 5th. So it's going to be exciting. It's very 5th and 6th. So like I say that, so it's going to be exciting to see here. I'll go through your official rundown then And it is the official rundown. Seabrain, Jack, VSR, Julian, Chicken, Eagle, Margin, Pitmap, Grunting. We got VSR, Looney. We got RJ, Cherry 2 Pie, Jacobs. We got Chin. We got Lewis. Or should we say Louis? I can't pronounce his name. Fretty. We got B Morgan down the back as well. So good to see all the drivers there. And a very close field. 26,000 was the end gap there between first and second, which is incredibly close. You could probably fit, well, I don't know what you could fit in 26,000, but it might be very small margin. Oh, here we go then. Only a few moments to go before the race round, of course, this Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir then. Of course, under the floodlights in since 2014 has given some of the most spectacular racing in Formula 1. What can SRL deliver today? Well, you have to say it's going to be an extremely close fight, and it's going to be very tense. It's going to be very close. Get your comments in. Who do you think is going to be leading into turn number 1? I have to say, looking all good to be very close. I'm excited, as per always here. But you never know, anything can still happen. And it usually does with 13 seconds to go. Hope you're all sitting comfortably, because this looks to be a sizzler in the desert. Let's see then, 5, red, light here in Bahrain, under the light. And it's going to be lights out and away we go. And everyone seems to get a good start now. The front row Mercedes launching down the back. But it looks all good to be Seabrain. And let's see the Toro Rosso of Jack already having a look around the outside. And let's see, that is Seabrain actually, sorry, in the lead. Got cars up in the background there. Who is that? We've got a pile up there. I think it was one of the Williams going off there. Indeed, I think it was Williams going around. But all carnage going off in the background there. You can see the McLarens, Red Bulls all battling there as well. And let's see, I think, yes, half a front wing from one of the Williams there. But a bit of a slide there from the Mercedes, getting very close to 7th position. Almost touching tyres as they come down the hill, squeezing him off the circuit there. Cherry 2 Pie being a bit aggressive there straight away. But everyone seems to just about got their car in one straight line. A bit of damage for Pitman, who's got hit again. Like I said, commentators curse. I said they've got 3 almost cleanly. No, they haven't. A bit of contact. And now Pitman down to 12th. It's not gone good for him. He's going to get dived by that McLaren if he's not careful. And more contact there. What an interesting first corner here. With carnage already. But nonetheless, everyone has kept their nose clean. I don't see much. Well, everyone's got a front wing at least. But it's Seabrain leading that Ferrari of Jack in second already. Ahead of the Renault and Chicken in 4th. So good start there for Jack, who's already looked under the sizzling heat here. And what can happen here? It's going to be very close as they come to the end of lap number 1. And it's Seabrain leading Jack already. And it's incredibly close. DRS won't be active until lap 3, remember. So it's going to be slipstream. Let's see what he can do. Is he going to pull to that inside? Seabrain's available and knows about it. He's being wise, keeping that inside line. And will force him to go the long way round. Let's see if the Ferrari can do it. Can't do it there. Has to back off a little bit there. And the Toro Rosso holds the position for now. But up the hill, let's see if the Ferrari can do anything. In the toe, in the slipstream, but a little bit too far back there to do anything straight away. And has to sit back and think of a better opportunity. He's going to have to use DRS when it becomes active there. VSR just made a move there, set to 2 yellow flags, and that is off into the gravel. And that is Fretty off there in the gravel. That's not good for him. He's spun the car there, we believe, as a pit map. Having a bit of a battle here is looking at the top 3. They're all very close together right now. Incredibly tense here. Look at this. Seabrain, Jack, Julian, Chicken there, run on the back of him here. 4 different teams. And of course, 2 manufacturers, technically 3 if you count the, Ferrari and Red Bull. Well, Ferrari and Renault, should I say that. Sorry, Renault, forgot about you there. But still, Jack is still on the back of Seabrain. He's not let that gap open too much. He's kept it around the 3/10 mark. And he's incredibly close there. Right now, it's going to be see if it can close up in a few laps' time with DRS, of course, coming activated on the end of the next lap, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be there, who's going to come through and take the initiate. Everyone on the super softs, apart from Louis and Fretty as well, but Fretty in the gravel trap, of course, on the beginning of this lap. So a bit of a mistake for him. That's really cost him quite a lot there. It's going to ruin his strategy. Louis Pitmap dropping down the field as well. He's having a torrid time here. Of course, he did have front wing damage, we believe. he was involved in that carnage in the first corner, going defensive there, and that was Looney, I believe. Yes, it is Looney, going battling with the Red Bull around the outside. It does go, and loses the position. Cherry 2-Pie, absolutely storming past around the outside there. Cherry's lagging a little bit, it seems, indeed, as well, according to a few people. But it's very close here. Looney can't do anything there, and down the inside goes one of the Mercedes. I didn't see that. Look at that. Argy Bargy down the inside he goes, squeezes him wide. They almost make contact, and the number 21 Mercedes is through of VSR. Great move for him, and now the Toro Rosso down the inside as well. There's more contact there. Williams are dropping backwards here. They're under serious pressure now. Holds the line just ahead, but that fall, well, the Toro Rosso very much in the back of it, runs off the road, goes the Williams, and now it's all over. 2 positions lost in the space of, well, a few hundred yards. There's a big slide there for one of the Haas. There's Collins in the back and McLaren involved, as now the Sauber looks to the inside. Now let's see, there's contact, there's going round, there's made more contact there, and that is not good. Now look out for the Williams coming back through. My goodness me, this is turning into a crazy few laps here. And now everyone sits back down into the normal position. Great racing here, but up front, Sebring now leads from 6 tenths. And it's good to see now the Toro Rosso. A bit of contact there, I believe that was with, yeah, VSR. Having a look to the inside of the Williams. That's a bit of a bold move to try there. Has to back off there. And let's see if we can do anything again here. DRS will be activated. And let's see if anyone can make a last moment lunge into the first corner. Let's see. Side by side there was a Red Bull. And that was VSR having a look on Cherry 2-Pie there. Couldn't do it there. And there seems to be contact. Yes, there is. Off goes the Williams. I said that was very close, and they've made contact between the pair of them. They're still side by side. Lewis is absolutely catastrophic for their races. They're now down in 15 to 16. They were running in 7th and 7th. So what has happened there? They must have ran into each other in turn number 1. Well, that's what they have done. How they've done it, we don't know. A little bit of condensed there. That is not good there. I think the Toro Rosso's got damage. I don't think the Williams has much damage either. Let's have a little look. That doesn't seem so. Perhaps the right front end plate's gone. But nonetheless, that's not going to cost him actually a lot of time there. But I don't think he will have to pit straight away. As you can see the light flashing ahead there. That 4:29 already. This race bringing up some controversial and classical battles already. Bahrain often holds these races. They're normally one of the best. I have to say, so far, so good. Julian seems to have lost position there to the Red Bull, and indeed he has. So Renault now behind the Red Bull, but DRS will be activated on the Renault. Let's see if he can blast that car back past the Red Bull down the straight. Let's be interesting to see. The Red Bull goes a bit defensive. Jack has the fastest lap so far. Closes that gap to 4 tenths, by the way. And he's very much closing. Look at the weaving in the background there. Surely they have to have a word there. That's a little bit illegal there. Down the inside goes that Renault, almost having a look there. Very, very much an aggressive move from the Red Bull there. Weaving all over the straight, and he does not, under no circumstance, want to drop that position behind the Renault at all. And I have to say, it's a bit of a shame there to see him weaving so much in a straight line. I have to say, look, Jack is closing that gap. It was about almost a second. Now it's down to 3 tenths again. So the Ferrari seems to have got the initiative right now as B. Morgan drops position behind Fetty, who has just pitted, as well as B. Morgan there. So bad to worse there. 2 people have pitted. It's Pitman, who of course had the carnage in that number 1 in the first corner. And B. Morgan as well, who has also kind of issues as well. And we're only on lap 5, so that's going to be a long afternoon for the pair of them. As a bit of a battle there between the grunting torso there. And a bit of a slide there from the Renault. Now what has happened there? He seems to have maybe made contact. It was very sideways out of the corner. I don't know exactly what's happened here. Dropped a few tabs there. So the Red Bull holding his line right now. And it's of course good to see everyone so competitive here. And it is turning into a very interesting race there. A bit of a slide for Jack. And he's going to have a long afternoon as well, defending that car from... well, Seabrain's going to have a long afternoon battling for Jack. Jack's going to have a long afternoon challenging Seabrain as well. 5 temps, DRS will be activated. I think it's a little bit too far back to try anything down into turn number 1. A bit, I honestly think. Though never quote anything here. Anything can happen. It's a long straight. And I don't know if it's long enough to make a dive from that far back without losing a front wing. That's very close to him, but still can't do anything there. As the Red Bull and the Renault still battling there as well. They're very close together. Just slide there as well. Nonetheless, always good to see. And have a look here at the Force India battle here between the Force India Renault and the Mercedes here. And that is the battle for what is 11th position. There is grunting side by side with the Force India ahead of him, and that's the Haas. Has he got past the Force India? It seems he's on the inside. Force India's going to be forced to the outside here. Let's see if he can do it. Almost made contact. Has to back off there and can't do anything straight away. Keeping their noses clean is the most important thing they can do. On that number 6, of course, it's a long afternoon if they make contact. And indeed, Pitman might, of course, have a long afternoon here. He has no... Well, he's damaged, of course, and had to pit. And now, well, this race is almost certainly going to be a long whole afternoon. But don't count anyone out here yet. We're still in the opening laps. Anything can still happen here, especially for Back India's Hasses and Renaults. And look at all the cars here. There's about 5-6 cars here. And now the Force India having a look for inside there for a second, I thought. Has to back off there a second there. Can't do anything there. Up front, by the way. Very quickly have a look at there. Still battling here at the Ferrari and at that Toro Rosso. Very close between the pair of them. As yellow flags popped out for a brief second there. But DRS will be activated. And surely now, Jack has an opportunity here to make the move for the lead, I think. He's going to have to go for it. Let's see. Defensive here. He will force the long way round. Can he do it? Indeed. He's going to try. Can't do it yet. Has to sit behind there. And the Renault and the Red Bull still battling behind as well. And let's see if he can get a good exit up the hill then. He'll be very close. He's going to dip into that slipstream. Is he going to try it into turn number 3? Can't do it straight away. Runs a bit wide, goes Bahrain, and now let's see. Again, he can't just do it there. It's very difficult. Has to sit out of it for the time being. But it's very, very close. He could make a pop any second if he wanted to. I think it'll be a bit too risky if he tried. But that's how close he is. He's only 2 tenths behind. This is turning into a classic race here. On lap 7 of 29. And they're about 14.50, I think. About 21 laps to go, I think. 22 laps to go, I think. Yes, I think I'm correct there. 22 laps to go. There's a great battle here down the field. Looking at and there's Louis there behind the grunting tortoise here. He's absolutely having a bit of a grunt there in that Hassler. That's hopefully... Oh, no! Big slide there. And now he's going to lose a position there. That was the last thing he wants to do. Big old slide there. That is what I call... Well, he's going to be grunting now. Big mistake. And that was a horrible thing. In the background, I think one of the Force Indias did the same thing there. Getting on that curb, and there's a bit of contact there. Front wing has been scattered. Now, what is that for? Who has done that? I think as that Margin's got lost his front wing. I think he has. He's got massively wide. Now he's losing positions as well. But a big, big mistake there from the house. He's now going to have one on the inside. He's going to have a pop at it. Let's see if he can do it. I think he has. Off goes the Sauber. I think he has damage there. He must be very careful rejoining that circuit there. Let's see if he's going to head to the pit lane. Yes, he does. Makes contact there. And that is also... Is that the grunting tortoise in the pit lane? Yes, it is. Also a few people in the pit lane as well. Everyone's in the pit lane right now. And the first stops there is the battle here. A bit of contact there between the Force India and the Renault. And that's a bit of front wing flying off on that car. That won't do anything happy there for that car at all. I'd say though, so far, clean afternoon for quite a few drivers up front. The gap's now open to 6 tenths again. So again, the gap's kind of evening out. We're on that 8 to 29, 21 laps to go. And get your comments down in if you have any. Let's see where this can go, but I have to say, it's looking very close indeed. Throughout the field, they all seem to bump up and then open up again. It's great to see such action here in the desert heat of Bahrain. And you have to say, it is definitely looking good for the Renault to kind of hold off the Force India. There was a bit of contact into turn number 1 last lap, well, this lap technically. But say, Force India, I'll have to drop a few tenths there. He has a bit of front ring damage. Yes, the front end plate, I think, has taken a little bit of a hit there. Everyone's a bit wide there, a bit of understeer here. Say, though, keeping each other honest, and that's what we like to see, is Pit Matt is behind. That is Fetty there. Let's see if he can do anything there. Gets a good exit there in the Williams, and like real life, Williams is going for a move here. And let's see, side by side down the straight into this tricky uphill left-hander. Could have the inside, and does he do it? Yes, he does. Let's see if the Haas can do anything on the exit. Can't do it. Yes, he hasn't pitted, of course. He's one of the only guys who haven't pitted in very well. Lightning cars. Everyone's pitted there, and now in comes. That is VDV there coming to pit, and they're losing position to the Force India. So the Renault in now from what was 7th position. We'll drop them down there. We'll come out behind, I think, one of these cars. BSR will fly past in that Mercedes, and also passing his Sauber, so he's going to drop down. I believe he'll come out around this battle here with Pim, and this could be awfully close here between Pim Map and VDV here into turn number 1. This could be awfully close here. That may be null. I'm perhaps overestimating here as the Haas is battling together here as well. And looks like one of the Haas is going down the inside of the other one. Let's not have a repeat of the real life race. Let me make contact here. Has to back off there. But Haas v Haas, and let's see. Good exit here. It's a bit of a squeeze, and let's see teammates. It'll be easy here. And look out for these Toro Rossos that I say here. He's having a pop down the inside. Oh my goodness me! He's having a look at all three of them. They made contact. Oh dear! And off goes into the barrier. And that is Fretioff into the barrier. He's lost a car. Looking at the cars ahead of him there. I think these guys can't see each other. I don't know if yes, they can't see each other here. They've got a bit of a lag bubble here, so this could be awkward. They are definitely running into each other right now, so this could be awkward here. We'll keep an eye and see what happens here. I think this is going to be awfully close. I don't know if they can see each other or not, but definitely looked like they were having a bit of contact. So we'll keep an eye and see if anything bad happened to them. The catching there is chicken heads for the pit lane there from what was third, allowing a Cherry 2 pie up to third now. And these guys are catching Pitman again, who of course pitted right on that number 2. The damage, of course, and he's going to have to be struggling here. He's going on the hardest compound he can possibly find. And he's going to go for a long old stint here today. As you can see again, let's see, DRS will be activated. I can only imagine a 3 wide overtake here if he gets close enough. Let's see then. Let's see if that Haas can launch itself down the inside of the Mercedes in turn 1. Mercedes goes defensive already, allowing down the inside. No, sorry, I said the Williams, and down the inside goes the Haas. Locking up goes the Toro Rosso. The Williams won't give up. He's going to fight it there. They almost made contact into turn number 2. Look at this, side by side as they come down to turn number 3. The inside has it low. And now the Toro Rosso's having it inside as well. That Williams, Pitman can't do anything there. Has to sit behind. Let's see if he can go to the exit. Yes, he can. Let's see. He's going to be side by side. Oh, they made contact and has to back off there. And he was not going to be happy there. But contact, but what can you say? It's very close. As margin of 3-second time penalty there to add to his bit of an awkward situation there. But good exit low from that Williams. He's not giving up the battle yet. This is all costing that Toro Rosso time from grunting tortoise. He's now catching the back of the Renault. And in the background, one of the Saubers there, that looks to be is that Margin, who just got a penalty a few seconds ago. And that's the Williams there we're looking at. Sorry, there is the Sauber, Margin indeed, who has the penalty there. 3 seconds, so he's going to have to open the big gap there. In comes Louise, and in comes the top 3. Louise leads now, Seabrain and Jack in the pit lane. Let's have a look. So if we can add Chicken here, he's going to come through. It's going to be awfully close here. Let's see where he can get that car. He's going to come out. There's the Ferrari on the right. And he is going to be what is going to be, I believe, a net third, I believe, here today. Right now, on lap number 11 of 29. And it's still a long way to go. But up front is Louis, who is leading the race. And also Jacob second here as the Red Bull has a bit of a look to the inside saying, I'm here, sunshine. Don't make me do a dive. I will do it if you give me half a chance. I can't do it. That is Pitman, I think, is going off here. I think maybe Pitman. Let's have a quick look if we can. He's even made a mistake here. But he's now dropped behind Margin all of a sudden then. So a bit of an issue there, we believe. Perhaps these guys battling so hard. Perhaps it was a lunge down the inside. Second 2 and 3 yellow flags. Now what is that for? Side by side between the McLaren and the Force India here. And the McLaren, let's see, gets a good cut back. Pulls alongside. They almost made contact. They do make contact here. Has to back off there straight away. And RJW can't do a lot there. He gets a brilliant exit on the exit. Can't do a lot about it there. But up front, it is now the Mercedes leading from that Force India. And Seabrain and Julian here battling for what is third and fourth. What is technically first and second on the road here. And the Renaults come out of absolutely nowhere, by the way. He has jumped. He's jumped Jack here, so the undercut strategy working an absolute treat here. But a medium tyres, we do believe these guys may have to pit again. In comes, who was that who was pitted? That is Jacob coming into pit lane. Then let's see if the Renault can do it or not here. He's closing, he's coming down the inside. Let's see, diving. Can he locks up? Does he get the move? Net first will be once the leader pits. And he is now leading the race here. He's leading the Bahrain Grand Prix. Great move from him. And the Ferrari, he's probably scratching his head, Jack is. He doesn't know how he's lost, well, he's lost the entirety of the, what was going to be second, what's technically third right now. And he's got overtaken. They've all been overtaken by Julian, who's done a masterful strategy here on his first stop. He's on the soft tyres. And he's definitely leading the way ahead of the mediums. Yellow flags here, and that's Grunting Tortoise, I believe. That's, oh my goodness me, there is contact there. Here is that's a Force India and a Renner involved, and Grunting Tortoise, I believe, was that Jacob involved? It might have been TJ involved as well, but a big struggle there for Grunting. Have he spun the car? Has he got any damage on the Haas? I don't think so. His Jack is losing positions here. Just made a move on him. And it's all going from bad to worse for the Ferrari team right now. What has happened to them? They've lost all pace. These hard tyres not working for him. Maybe not. We'll have to find out if anything happens, but they're still close together. DRS will be activated on them, and they can still make a move on each other if they try. Turn 1 is going to be a difficult opportunity, but it's easy to do if you do it. See, I can actually be heard in the chat, by the way. I was having a check on that as well. Chicken, he'll have the inside, and he's going to force it to go to the inside. He's going to go very defensive. Chicken does in the Red Bull. He's going to allow that Ferrari to go the long way round. Can he do it? Tries on the outside. Is he be brave? They're going to squeeze each other, perhaps. He'll have the inside here. Does he do it? Yes, he does. They'll still side by side, though. The Red Bull's not going to have any of it, and he'll retain the position right now. Great tactical driving from the Red Bull, who just holds the line there, and the Ferrari's going to challenge. He's definitely challenging the hardest he can, but in the background there, look at those Mercedes there, and oh my goodness me, the Sauber as well, completely sideways there. These guys are pushing it to the absolute limits they can push a car, and TJ in the pit lane there, so perhaps he was involved in that carnage lap ago with Grunting Tortoise, because he's now pitted. So what has happened to him? Bit of a lock-up there from the Red Bull, bit of a lock-up from the Ferrari. They'll get away with it. It'll be DRS and Slipstream here, down here, and let's see that Ferrari's going to be inside. Let's see again. The inside line is going to be opportunistic. He's going to dive one there. The Red Bull will be brave and leave the space, and has done so indeed, but it'll be tactical. They'll have DRS coming down the main straight. That'll be one of the opportunities he'll make a move there. A bit of a lag spike there, a bit of a rebounding as well from the Ferrari. That's not going to do much to please the Red Bull there. Perhaps maybe lost a bit of front wing in the background. Look at that Mercedes closing up all the time. This is turning into a great battle here. Lap 14, half a race to go, just about. Well, just under half the race to go. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying it here. Here we go. Red Bull has the DRS. He has Slipstream. That Ferrari, though, it's got a massive drag down the straight. The Red Bull's having a look to the inside, though. Has a think of it. Backs off of it, though. Can't do it. Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes closing up. One of the Saubers as well. Great scrap here for what is for 5th position. What will be 4th, remember, once your leader pits, and the Red Bull has a little look to the inside. Can't do a lot there. This is turning into a bit of a scrap here. This might get a little bit personal soon if these guys aren't careful. Margin in the pit lane, by the way, as well. So that is going to be what is his 2nd stop. So he'll join Pip out. If you're wondering where he is, he's got himself up to 10th now. So of course, with all these guys stopping, he's up to 10th. But the Red Bull dropping back a little bit now. Great race so far, and look how sideways and slidey they are through that corner. It's classical to see. But up front, still leading, is that Mercedes. He's coming to lap the Haas here. That is Fratty, who's had a horrible afternoon here today. He's had all kinds of issues here. I have to say, hopefully next round, of course, it'll be good fortunes here as Runner having a bit of slide here. Still ahead of the Toro Rosso in the background. The Ferrari and the Red Bull still there. Let's see if we're going to get that pit stop. He's on those hard tyres, so I believe we'll go at least to lap 18 here. So don't expect your leader to pit anytime soon. Let's see, let's get the let's get the actual interviews to the rest of the field actually. How far ahead? So he's going to come out, we believe, between Terry Tupai and Eagle here. He'll come out around 8th position, we believe it. So that's where we believe he'll come out here. Still a good scrap here down the straight here. You got Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes. Then there's the Sauber in the background, the other Red Bull there, all lonely there. Then let's look at Eagle. Pit Matt, who's in 10th. RJ here, he's just ahead of the Force India. So Force India v Force India. This could be spicy here down the straight. I think a little bit too far ahead, though, to make a lunge. Indeed, it'll be a bit stupid if you wanted to make a lunge from this far back. Let's see, like Force India and Force India, like we saw in, remember, in 2017 Force India carnage calamities. I think these guys are going to be keeping each other just clean enough not to have any carnage. Behind them, we've got Grunting Tortoise, who had a bit of an issue a few laps ago spinning that car. I think this is definitely working well for Louis here. He's right himself up the field. B. Morgan down at 40. Lunny in 15. Margin, who's had a horrible race so far, of TJ as well. And threaty here. He's still, and has just been lapped by the Mercedes here. And it's going, that car's going to go around. Must be careful here as he gets lapped from the other guys here. Indeed, he's going to have to get himself well out of the way here. Pulls that inside, lets the Julian through, the Sebring through, lets the Ferrari through, I believe, who's behind them. There'll be a few behind, looking back on the Hassler. Quite far back here, actually. The Ferrari still at the press from the Red Bull here. This is turning into a great battle here. For what is, for 4th position, the Red Bull has the DRS, he has the slipstream. Is he close enough this time to make a move? I don't think he is. He's closing all the time. He has a little look to the inside again, having a think, can he make a lunge? Can't do it straight away, has to back off again. But he's definitely wanting that position. He knows it's in his blood. He wants to make a lunge, but he's just having to keep, well, he's just having to keep the car far enough behind. The Ferrari holding off beautifully here. This is allowing the Mercedes to close up low. This is not what they wanted to see behind them. The Mercedes flying here as he comes through. VSR in 6th. He's going to catch up to what is going to be 5th and 4th as well. And this is turning into a great scrap here, this race. We are currently having a good scrap indeed. If you're just joining us here on lap 16 of 29, only 13 and a bit laps to go. Hope you're enjoying it here. And your official rundown, by the way, right now is Sector 1 yellow flags. Now, who is that for, if we can have a look? Freddy off the road. Is it Grunting Tortoise who's gone off? I believe it may have been Sector 1 and 2. We're trying to see who is. Not coming up on a radar. It's down the inside. Was that Margin there? I think, no, was that Looney down the inside there on an absolute loony move here. I think there's the Haas lost his front wing here. Yes, it has. Haas has lost half his front wing there. Good little spot there. I've just noticed there. I thought why was the yellow flags. And in comes the Mercedes now. Louis in the pit lane. Let's see where he's going to come out. It'll come out, I believe, around Cherry 2 Pie here. It'll be very close here. This could be close here between Cherry 2 Pie. There is the Red Bull. Here is the Mercedes here. You'll just see him on your right there, coming behind. Let's see, has he got position? He is now just ahead, so he's in 8th position right now. He just comes out the pit lane behind the Red Bull. And now he'll be all closing up here. Let's see if Louis has got an opportunity here. We might catch Cherry 2 fight. Maybe he'll catch this battle here between the VSR boys, and Chicken, who's still behind Jack. Hopefully you're enjoying this race. Driver of the day, by the way. As you want. In the chat will say the Haas is very realistic, losing just as many parts as in real life. Yes, of course, the Haas lost its he lost his barge board, and very strange fashion. I don't exactly know why and how he did it, but lost his barge board. Well, Remo Grossen did, and damage indeed. And in comes Grunting Tortoise. That's going to be his second stop there, so it's gone from bad to worse for Grunting Tortoise today. And that's, that is not the way he wanted it to go. Up front, by the way, 5/10 the gap between the Renault and the Toro Rosso. Renault runs a little bit wide there. Just be careful, doesn't do too much of that. Sector 2 yellow flags there. For a second there, I believe someone just ran a little bit wide then. Well, keep you updated if we can figure out who that was. I believe, looking at the thing, it may have been Jacob here, and Jay who's battling him, but DRS activated on the Toro Rosso. I don't think he's close enough straight away. Let's see though. I've been wrong once before how close he can get. I don't know if he's close enough to make a dive here. He'll get very close to the rear of it, but still can't do a lot about it. The Renault, though, has the best opportunity up this section here. But don't forget, Julian may have to still stop. He's on those soft tyres. Medium's on Sebring here. He's going to the end of the race, we believe. So it's going to be very close here. So Julian may have to transfer those tyres to the end if he wants to win here. As now, look at the Red Bull. Look at the Red Bull. Battling here, and he's having battles with Ferrari still. I noticed these guys battling a few laps ago, and now the Ferrari and the Red Bull, look at this, side by side, into this corner here. My goodness, the Red Bull's having a look to the inside. Ferrari can't do a lot about it. He just holds the position, yes, he does. Jack still retains ahead of the Red Bull, who can't do a lot about it. This is a classical battle here for 4th and 3rd. My goodness me, this is turning into a scrap of a half. And look behind, the Mercedes is closing still. He's looking at these guys, tasting his lips, realizing if there's a problem, I can get 3rd. Lap 18 here, 11 and a bit laps to go, and this is a scrap and a half. The battle for 4th and third position are well and truly on. The battle of supremacy between Red Bull and Ferrari. Mercedes coming into the battle as well. And this could end into all kinds of issues here. In comes Julian. I said he may have to stop again. He has stopped again. This will drop him right the way down the field here. In comes VSR as well. So that's interesting there. And that was indeed the Mercedes who we're just noticing was catching up onto those soft tyres. And a long stop indeed. So he's going to have to go aggressive to the end. But I believe these guys may not stop. All the medium runners, let's have a look if we can on the tyres. Top 3 maybe not. VSR Bradley may have to. And of course, it's going to be awfully close here between these two we're looking at. Second and third now onto the podium. And anything can still happen here. This is turning into a great scrap. Great scrap for second. And this surely is one of the best scraps I've seen so far. In a long time. I've been league commentating for such a long time now, and this is turning into one of those battles here. It's on the edge of your seat. Hopefully you are as well. Hopefully you're enjoying listening to my voice in the commentary box. It was rather one day here as the Red Bull having a look to the inside has to back off A again. And still can't make that move, but is still closing the best he can. T-Brain up front, and get your comments down below. Who do you think the driver of the day? Who do you think is about the day? Right now, I have to give it to these two, who are pushing those cars to the absolute limits. I've never seen such a push here. These guys have been so close together for the last about, I'd say 19 laps they've been battling together here. They've been battling a long old while, and they might battle again here down to turn number 1. Here we go, Mercedes versus, well, Red Bull versus Ferrari, so to say. The Red Bull's defensive, almost squeezing them up against the wall. Now down the inside, the Red Bulls has the opportunity. Has he got it again this time? This is the first time he's got ahead. The Ferrari has to sit behind this time. He's still trying. Look at this. Look at this. He's trying. But now, finally, the Red Bull gets a position through. My goodness me. He has to go defensive. The Ferrari's going to try and come back around the outside. Let's see if he could do it. Runs a bit wide. Runs himself out of road. And finally, Chicken gets second. My goodness gracious, this is a great battle here. You never see this like in real life. Real life Bahrain Grand Prix was tense. Well, this is even more tense here. The battle for second. Chicken's just got it ahead of Jack, and now he's going to have to perhaps drop down the field. Louis up to 5th now, says Wolf. Yes, indeed, he is coming through that field nicely here. Indeed, the leaders may have to pit, so Louis on an absolute stormy strategy here as, let's see, Lunny and B. Morgan here just having a bit of a battle here, down into turn 5 and 6, as I believe Morgan just had a little look here. Let's see that, Williams right down the inside, gets squeezed off the road there. Now he's diving down the inside, that'll be brave, alternating tyres there, a bit of a glitch. There's contact, more contact down the exit, look out for Margin who's catching up as well. And this could be a bit personal here, a bit of contact there, a bit more contact now, everyone's trying to get each other. Margin, it's a penalty there, that is very much a, I can't really say that was very unfortunate penalty. Sector 2 yellow flag. Now what is that for? Gonna look, I don't believe I can see who yellow flags are for there, but oh my goodness me, down the inside, look at that, Sauber muscling the Williams off the road. That is a bit argy-bargy there. He was frustrated with that penalty he's got there. Looney a penalty as well. This is very interesting penalties here. I don't think these penalties are very fair, to be honest. Very much controversial penalties here. Both are, technically in their own right. But that's Sauber. He's going to have a look at that McLaren. Let's see, he's closing. I think it'll be an easy move here for the Sauber. Let's see, to the outside of the McLaren. The McLaren's going to go defensive. Let's see if he can do anything. McLaren, let's see. Locks the car up. They make contact to turn number 1. And there's still contact here. Now the inside. Now he gets a position. And running wide. This will allow the Williams, if he doesn't fly himself off the road to the gravel. He has done so. Oh my goodness gracious me. That could have been an aeroplane crash there. That was very close. Pitman just about avoids that. That was almost a horrible accident between the Williams drivers. And I almost ducked there as he got down the inside of McLaren. There's contact again. And this is getting very argy-bargy for not even the points right now. The number 99 around the outside. That McLaren's going to go defensive. He'll get a bit of a squeeze. Runs a bit wide as well. Bit of damage. Perhaps the sort of debris getting kicked up. But the Toro Rosso holding his line right now. Absolutely remarkable. Looney out of the race. He's left the session there, absolutely probably frustrated there. Let's have a look between the Red Bull and that Ferrari, by the way, who are still battling here. Look at this, defensive, the Red Bull. I don't know if that Ferrari can do it on the outside. That'd be brave. Let's see, does he get the cut back? He's going to try. Yes, he does get the cut back. Now can he go side by side? Has a look. The Red Bull has a good exit line and still doesn't. They have a bit of contact, bit of front wing, I think, flew off there. And these guys are still battling for third and second position. Louis, right now, indeed, having a storming drive. In comes Margin from the pit now. For that is the third stop, we believe, now. And that is truly going to be a horrible time for him. Fast lap, by the way, has pit map, by the way. So if you're wondering who has the fast lap, it's pit map. Who has the fast lap? B. Morgan has just got passed, has been passed by, indeed, he has done. Pit map up to now 12th position here. The McLaren can't do a lot about that. Let's see if he can do anything. No, can't do it. There, has to sit behind. He's going in the wall. Front wing goes flying, and maybe, I think just maybe, he'll have to pit for that one. Well, you want a good exit, but you don't want to do that there. And here we go, the battle for second still on here. I'd say now going to very defensive sector 1 yellow flags, and that's Grunting Tortoise. He's off, he's lost a tyre. That is at turn number 2, so what's he done there? He spun the car. Let's have a look, though. Is there a problem there for the Ferrari? Suddenly slowed right down. I think he must have spun. I think he did spin. Big issue for Jack here. He's gone and dropped 3 seconds. What has happened there? He's lost a heap of time all of a sudden. We don't know. I don't know what's happened there. I must have missed it looking at the car. Went into the barrier. I think Jack must have spun. They were very close at the last corner. I don't see how they could have... I don't know how he could have spun there because we were on the straight. So, I don't know. Maybe his controller disconnected. We just don't know. I'd say maybe his controller disconnected. Here is the Rebel coming up to lap. That is, I believe, that is Ferretti here. Oh, no, that is not Ferretti, who is battling with... that is RJ, who's just lapping him here. The Hat's not really giving the best of opportunities there. Turning into the state of the race where not much action's going on, by the way. Get your comments down below as well if you want. We've only just over 6 and a bit laps to go. And now that Ferrari's going to be versus Mercedes. Now this will be very interesting. Softs versus... That is Louis, by the way. That is Louis. Yes, that is Louis. Look how quickly he's catching the field here. I think Louis could have a win here. He's looking at third here. Look, there he's third. My goodness me, this is turning into a great race for him. I noticed he was... Wolf said he was coming through the field. He's going for third position right now. These guys can't pit. Here goes the Mercedes. He's going to have a look for third. He is going to have a look for third. Let's see. Defense goes to Ferrari. Let's see if he can do anything. That Mercedes is a bit too far back to try it there. Has to back off. Gets alongside on the exit, but can't do a lot about it. Has to go defensive. Now we'll be side by side here. The Mercedes having a look to the inside. Now he has a look to the inside. Now he goes down the inside. Almost gets his nose chopped off there. And has to back off again. Could we see this next week? This is a great race. This is a great circuit for racing. And this is bringing up a sizzler here in the desert heat of Bahrain here. And that's to say, Mercedes versus Ferrari from Germany to Italy. It's all getting very personal. We've got much German and we've got much Italian having at it in the desert heat here as Eagle just gets past the, I believe that is RJ, I think, actually battling here. We'll keep an eye out for the battle for second and third. Here, so we say third and fourth here. Look at the rear of the Ferrari here, looking aboard the Ferrari. The Mercedes has a little look to the inside here. Can't do it there, runs a little bit wide there, and that is going to cost him a little bit of time. The chicken second, but that is a he's got still a long way to go. He can afford to make a few mistakes here, there and there, but he's running out of time. He's gonna have to do it. He's gonna have to do it soon, but he is going third position. And this is a great comeback drive here for him. The Mercedes, he'll have DRS again, but a little bit too far back later time to make a move. And have to sit back again. In terms of fuel, standard and he's standard. Everyone's on standard apart from a chicken who's on lean. But up front, leading this race is Seabrain, who I'd say looked impressive in qualifications, looking impressive today. He's got he's got 5 seconds. I'd say it's looking all good here. Ferrari's still battling that Mercedes though, and he's still just about holding it. still got, I think, 4 or 5 laps to go, and he's going to have to hold that car very much to the end here. And he's definitely challenging. He locks up both the cars, and the grunting tortoise leaves the session there, and he's going to be a little bit livid about that one. He's had a horrible afternoon, and it's definitely not going to make it any better there. Leaving, of course. Maybe he's had a bit of another issue that we don't not know about. We did see him, of course, having a big old mistake earlier on. But he seems to be out of it there with only a few laps to go. Hopefully you're all enjoying here your official rundown as you're on lap 25. Coming to lap 26 now is Sebring, Chicken, Jack, Louis, Julian, Cherry, 2-Pie, VSR, Francis, then there's Bradley, then there's Eagle, RJ, Pitmat there, and you got yellow flags coming into the sector 2 there for a brief second there. As Eagle, RJ, and better about there is Bradley. We'll keep an eye here between the Mercedes and the Ferrari. The Ferrari has to go to defensive, gets a horrible exit here, and now the Mercedes has a look to the outside. Let's see, he's going to go side by side. He must make contact. Look at this, wheel-to-wheel stuff here as it comes to turn number 1. Let's see, he's going to go the long way round. Can he do it? Locks up the Mercedes, tries the Ferrari's battling. They made contact in turn number 1. They're still side by side. Ferrari's still not giving up. Louis got a challenge. They'll be side by side into turn number 4. We've seen this before. Look at that. He's just ahead. Ferrari down the inside. They made contact. And he's still there. Look at this. Side by side again. This about the inside. And he's still just about and still holding the line there. Jack is not giving up. They're still battling though. Now he's got the outside line. They made contact again nearly. Also very much close here today. And he's still trying. Look at this. He's got the outside. They're still side by side. They're still battling. And there's a bit more contact. And finally Jack just holds the line for this moment. But DRS is activated here. And let's see. Is he close enough to make a move? My goodness gracious me. This is turning into a classical battle here. Big lock up there from Louis. Jack still holding the line here. All we have to do is hold it for another few laps, 4 laps to go, and he'll get the line, but I don't know if he can. The Mercedes is having a relentless attack. Attack, attack, attack he goes, and still challenging, still closing, but still can't do it yet. Here we go again though, DRS activated. Now, is it Liz time? In comes, I believe, the car ahead there. Who is that coming in? I believe that might be a McLaren. It is. He's still holding the line here. The closing of the time into the DRS zone in the background. Look at the Renault here. Closing up there. Big, very close there. I think they made contact in turn number 1. But still, a classical battle here for a classical race, for perhaps a classical season. Could this set up the rest of the season? I think it could. As they, believe, who was that locking up there? It was a Red Bull. That'll be Chicken locking a bit up there, getting a bit of a lock up there. We've got 5.4 now between Sebring and Chicken here as coming to the penultimate lap in a few moments' time. 3 laps to go, and look at this battle here, like, you have to say. Give or take, whichever way it ends, this is going to go down in SRL history for one of the most classical battles in entirety of existence. DRS activated again low, and I think he's still a little bit far back. I don't think he may have to sit back here. Those tyres will be going off mine. I can say though, he's still trying the hardest. Look, don't forget though, those hard tyres are still going as well. Those tyres will be dead. I've seen this before though. Ferrari battling with a Mercedes as they come to the final laps. But the opposite way around, that was mediums versus the softs. But now it's the softs versus the mediums, so it's reverse strategy right now from real life, but they are not battling for the lead, they're battling for 3rd. DRS activated again. KP8 I was taking out of the race, so that's what happened to Grunting Tortoise there then. So I saw him going off, and that's the reason why. Here goes the Mercedes, he's still closing. Is he going to have a look into turn number 1? He is having a look, has to go around the outside. Ferrari, very late move there. They make contact. My goodness me, the Ferrari battling here, they make contact again. Carnage here. Absolute carnage. Julian, a 3-second time penalty as well in the background here. He's here. This is turning very much into a personal race right now. Oh, great Scott. Indeed, yes, it is Grunting Tortoise. There we go. He was taken out of the race there, so we didn't see it. What we saw is you in the wall with no tyre. It was a very interesting position, so I don't exactly know what happened. Well, there we go. Out of the race with contact with another car. It'll be good to see who it was. coming on to your last lap, by the way, is your leaders. This is still the battle for second, well, third and fourth. Battle for the podium, and this is getting even more tense here. Last lap scraps for what is third, and that Mercedes flying, lights ablaze, the desert heat closing on, and we'll have one more lap. A few more chances here. He gets a good exit here at the last corner. The Ferrari goes defensive, parks the bus there perfectly in the middle. Last lap for your leaders, by the way. And this is surely the last chance. Jack gets a bad exit. The Mercedes gets a bit of a slide. He'll have DRS here. I think it could be all over here. DRS, let's see if he can challenge here. They go very aggressive up against the wall. The Ferrari goes. He'll have the long way round here. Let's see if he can do it. Long way round. The Ferrari in contact. More contact. They are going round. Maybe just about they hold off. Mercedes gets it though. Ferrari, he tried his best, but it was to no avail. Contact that was made, and the Mercedes passed it through. Let's see, he's going to have a look down the inside. My goodness me, the big goal, no! They hit each other. They've hit each other on the last lap. Look out for the Renault. Look for the Renault. It's going to come through. This is carnage here. This might cost them. This might cost Jack a point. Well, fourth position. Here goes the Renault now. He's got to make contact. The dive bombing attempt from the Ferrari is going to cost him a heap of time. And let's see, the Renault's going to have a look to the inside. Can he do it? Backs off. Now he is down the inside. He goes. Gets the move. It's gone from bad to worse. From Ferrari was in third. Now he's in fifth. In the space of about in half a lap. Disastrous for him. He's trying down the outside. He does it around the outside. Let's see, they're still side by side. Look at this. The mechanics is trying to muscle him off the road. That is horrible behaviour there. He's muscling that car as hard as he can. This is getting very much personal here. Look at this. Muscling that car off the road. And that is, have to say, a disappointing leg. Coming to the line though, Seabrain wins in Bahrain. Second place will be Chicken here. Great position for him. Louis though is going to be third. And he will get that podium. Third position. Jack is going to be fourth. And there's a bit of controversy there for Julian in fifth. Cherry 2-Pipe, he'll come along the line in sixth. He's just ahead of VSR Bradley, by the way. Sorry, say, was that Francis? Yeah, Francis. Bradley's a bit further back, just ahead of the Toro Rosso of Eagle. The race is over, and my goodness me, 10 out of 10 for carnage there. That was a tense race. Bradley will finish in 8th, does he? And he does do so. 8th position there. Eagle's going to finish 9th. Jacob will finish 10th in the Force India. Pitman is going to finish 11th. He is not in the points there. He's dropped out of the points in the end. He'll finish down in 11th position there. Disappointing, of course, with Condit at number 1. RJ in 12th. Margin is in 13th. The Sauber is going to come through the last corner then. It will finish 13th ahead of TJ there. Sector 2 yellow flags. Who was that for? I don't know. Someone's had a bit of contact there. Margin will finish in 13th then. 14th will be TJ. And we are just waiting for him to finish, of course. Waiting for the Renault. But my goodness me, a rotter battle here, I think. Is there a puncture? Yes, there is a puncture. Well, there we go. That is why. A puncture for TJ down the last lap. So he tried to stretch that car. He's got a puncture. I wondered why he was going rather slowly. He has a puncture on the last lap. That is the last thing he wanted to see. And he's in the wall on the line. And that is one way for TJ to finish a race. Congratulations to your winner today. Dominating the race, of course. The Toro Rosso, Red Bull in second. And the Mercedes in third, of course, after that last-ditch attempt in the last lap battle there. And you have to say, it is a great race. I have to say, one of the best races I've commentated on in a long, long time. France tossed there down on the bottom step there. He's going to be happy there for his boy on the top step of the podium. Now, first a rundown. Seabrain and Chicken. Run 2 for Germany then. Louis in third. A great comeback from 16th on the grid. Jack in 4th. Julian 5th. Cherry 2-Pie 6th. Francis 7th. Bradley 8th. Eagle 9th, Jacob 10th, Pitmap 11th, RJ is 12th, Margin 13th, TJ 14th, Morgan 15th, Fretty 16th, Lance Stroll was 17th, and Roman Groves on 18th. I have to say, with a 10 out of 10 there from this race, and what a battle it was between Red Bulls, Ferraris, Renaults and all. It's been a classical race. That'll go down in history there. But I have been Evil Dragon XXL. I hope you've enjoyed my company this week. Next week, I don't know if I'll be here, or maybe we'll find out. But until next week, I have been Evil. Thank you for joining us here in Bahrain. Until next week, we'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us. And everyone, take care.